Hello, sexies. Welcome to Sisters of Sexuality 5 Shades of Play. Today's episode is sponsored by OrganicLovin.com. Hello, sexies. You are listening to Sisters of Sexuality 5 Shades of Play, and I am Taylor Sparks, your host and sex goddess for the evening. We are here for the purposes of educating, entertaining, and informing you in all areas of sexuality, sexual health, kink, relationships, and the business of sex. I'm so excited to welcome a guest as I am each week, but today, baby, this man is delicious. But before I bring him on, let me tell you a little bit about him. Pink Heffs is a sexual enhancement product specialist from Charlotte, North Carolina, a strong believer and promoter of positive, honest, and healthy sexual relationships. Pink Heffs is the creator of Pink Heffs and Black Heffs, a line of all-natural, sexually stimulating supplement vitamins designed to help strengthen and improve the sex lives of both women and men. Unique in nature, the product line, which is comprised of the Pink Heffs Vagina Vitamin for women and Black Heffs God Dick Pill for men, offers individuals an organic option for intense, long-lasting, intimate pleasure. King Heff, aka Daddy Heff, is also a professional dom who specializes in the sensual side of BDSM. He educates men, women, couples at the Sensual Art of Impact Play seminar through his private sessions as well as his seminars at the Exxxotica Expos. King Heff continuously uses the platform that the Heffs Lifestyle provides him to educate others about the importance of self-truth, self-love, self-awareness, and sexual satisfaction. Daddy Heff, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Hey there.
How are
I'm
you?
so glad. I mean, you were on the show. I'm good. You were on the show the very first season we launched. And God,
Oh,
this is, that was almost 5 years ago
it
now. And
was.
I'm like, I gotta have you back on and see what you're doing and how you're doing and what you're doing.
Yes, it's good to catch up.
All those good things. Yeah, so let's do that. So first, I definitely want to start at the beginning, as I always do with my guests, because I have the same question like why sex, right? But or why even sexual products? You could have made a health and wellness product for growing teenagers, but you decided to do the Pink Heffs and the Black Heffs. Did you start with the pink or the Black Heffs first?
Well, I released Black Health first because I needed to. It's not that Pink Health didn't need more work. Pink Health needed more time to be tested out before it was launched. So Black Health came first.
Okay. Okay. And so, but why? What was the inspiration behind launching these supplements?
All right, so I'm gonna give you the Cliff Notes version. Okay, so all the youngers out there,
Okay.
y'all don't know what Cliff Notes are, but basically the Cliff Note version is I I always was into, well, ever since I got back from Desert Storm, I was into natural herbs, right? And ways they can affect the body in a positive way, and sometimes heal and sometimes cure. So I got a chance to be involved with this company called Magic Power Coffee. And this was basically they initially marketed as a Viagra coffee for men, right? But then once we found out what it was doing for women, namely me, I discovered what it was doing for women. I said, hold up, wait a minute. There could be something here where there's a product for women. Because at that time, Viagra for women was just a myth. It was just like a not even an urban myth.
Yeah.
It was a real myth, like it would ever come out. Because women's sexual pleasure and health is secondary, right? So one of
Mhm.
my buddies in China connected me with his brother-in-law who works for this supplement company, and I told him the 4 basic herbs that I needed for the product. And I said, also, I want to do a pill for women. He said, no one's ever asked for anything for women. I was like, good. Now, this is like 2010. And
Yeah.
so, right. And
Okay.
so, lo and behold, you had the God Dick Pill, Black Heffs, and then the vagina vitamin, the original vagina vitamin, Pink Heffs, were created. And because I know me
Okay.
personally, I enjoy I enjoy having better sexual experiences. I've always enjoyed that. So
Hmm.
if I have a product that can help
Hmm.
people have as much enjoyment as I do, why not? We deserve that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
mhm, we
So
do.
you launched them. What year did you launch them?
Black Heffs 2011, and technically Pink Heffs.
Okay.
Really, it is 2013. Oh, no, 2012 for Pink
Okay.
Heffs. However, even though
Hmm.
it was here, it was still being put out there. Like, it was, I had to plant many fishing poles out here and test it out with several different people to
Mm.
so for me to get it right. But I knew that once once Pink Heffs, once women experience what their sexual energy is and tapping into their goddess sexual energy and power, boom, it was going to be amazing. I knew it.
Yes.
I knew it was going to change women's lives and
Yes.
therefore change the lives of their lovers. Right. So,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
it's something
Okay.
so there you go. There were those 2 products there.
All right. So you start with those two products and you were selling primarily like at events and on the internet, and you're having some great
Yes.
success with it.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and I know you've been adding on other products, but was it the fact that you just got involved with the herbs and natural products while you were overseas, and that gave you just the inkling of putting something together for men, or you got because you had introduced to the coffee? That's what was the initial thought
Yes.
process.
That was it, because when
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
introduced
yeah,
to the
yeah.
coffee, my buddy in China, he was like, man, how's the coffee doing? I said, it's cool. He said, man, why? Now he had told me this maybe he's told me this 3 different times. He was like, why don't you ever thought about making your own product? I was like, whatever. I just blew it off like, man, that's too much money. Like, and this was when when the
Right,
coffee really took off. I didn't really know. My thinking was kind of uh I had a limit on my thinking as far as what could happen. So, he asked me one more time,
right,
and that's you don't got to ask me too many times for me to be like, hold up, what's up? You know. So,
right, right.
all right. So
So can
that
you tell me
was
what some of the natural ingredients are? Oh, I'm sorry.
well, not to give away, but the base 4 ingredients are, you have epimedium, which is
Hmm.
horny goat weed. You have tribulus. You
Hmm.
have astragalus, and there's 2 type of ginsengs in there. So really it's 5. But yeah,
Okay,
that's the
okay,
base of
okay.
both
Yeah, I
products.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not looking. I don't want you to tell us your proprietary blend, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
but yeah, just kind of getting a general idea for that. Okay, and so you start selling these, you're selling these at events, you're selling online, you're getting a lot of feedback, and it's working well. Were you still
Yes.
working as a job or still in the military when you first launched these? And I mean,
No,
is it still kind of a thing you do on the side, or it's what you do full time now?
it's at the time I got involved, I was very successful in Magic Power Coffee. So, and then when the coffee got pulled from the US, I still, through my buddy who introduced me
Oh
to his
no.
brother-in-law, he ended up finding where the
Mm,
coffee was still being produced in China, right? Where it was made anyway. So there was a Uber
yes.
demand for Magic Power Coffee when the company shut down, right? So that right there became my seed money and allowed me to
Wow.
stack enough, right? A good amount in my bank account,
Mm-hmm.
which allowed me to come out with these products and allow me to not work for anyone else because how I got involved. I got laid off from the car dealership, so
Nice.
I was drawing unemployment, and I was like, oh wow, this is taking off.
I'm
This
not,
is
and I'm
taking
not going back.
no, and it hasn't stopped. And it's really the beautiful thing is from an idea to my product being loved around the world and appreciated and
Mm.
used by people around the world, and people love it. That's everything for me, right? It's everything.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
so happy. I'm so happy and grateful for having something that affects people's lives positively.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I understand. I understand completely how you feel
Yes.
about that, because so many people, many people are struggling silently with regards to their sex life and not having someone to talk to, not knowing who to talk to.
Hmm.
And when they find your product, they are then, it's like, finally, I have something because, sometimes even our doctors, they're medical doctors, they know about medicine, but some of them don't know about sexual pleasure, you
That's right.
know? So it can be hard. It can be hard to talk to some of them. They know what they know health, they know wellness, but they don't know much about, they're not taught much about pleasure as doctors. So when did the education, in the BDSM, how did that come about in your life? And when did you start to decide that you wanted to teach certain aspects of it?
Well, I got introduced to BDSM. I first saw anything about BDSM by Real Sex on HBO, and then I did a little bit when I was in
Mm-hmm.
Germany back in the '90s. But um, I just was around. I was around this variety show, and there were a couple of doms who were like doing some stuff on stage. I was like, "Oh, that's pretty dope." And one of them, and he's an old associate of mine.
Right.
He was like, "Heff, man," he said. "Why?" He said, "You should try being a dom." I was like, "Well, what do you mean try being a dom?" I was like, "What?" I'm like, "What's that about?" He said,
Yeah.
"Man, check it out." I said, "Well, where would I learn that?" I said, "I see what you're doing, but
Mm.
what else is there?" So I joined his Facebook group, and there was a lot of education in there, a lot of people I could connect with. Had a chance to go, we did some munches
Mm-hmm.
to like a Facebook group. That group met up, and
Yes.
then they would have events, and you got a chance to try different things on someone who was willing. Like there were several bottoms there who were willing to allow you to they gave you consent to use some things on them. It was lovely, and I was like, oh wow. So
Okay.
I
Oh,
re-
wow.
and I remember just like being able to meet and be around Jess and Jasmine and King Noir, right? Um, and
Mm-hmm. Yes.
knowing what they do, learn from them, get to experience it. And one day, um, my sister Tyoma, she was like, bro, she was like, why don't you teach your what you do at a class at Exotica in Denver? I was like,
Yes.
really? She said, yeah. She said, just do what you do. Just teach what you do in your sessions, not everything, but show people basics. Because I created this technique called
Right.
the booty tenderloin activation. So I know what it does. So she said, teach that. So I started teaching that at Exotica, and that's where the education piece came in. And what I do is
Okay.
I teach stuff how I learn it and how I do it. Right. So for example,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know how I like to be choked, and I know how to choke somebody. Right. So I teach people how
Right.
to choke
Right.
somebody, how to choke people like
Okay.
I do. So, it's really
And that's
rewarding.
important because
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is because like the base things when people are
Mm,
having sex or whatever, like everyone enters a little bit of kink into their sexual sessions, whether you choking someone or whether you spanking the ass when you hit in the front of the back or whatever, or you biting
yes,
them.
yes,
Those are aspects of kink. So
yep,
let's learn a bit. Let me teach you a little bit more. Like if you, like, do you like to be choked?
yes,
Would you like your partner to choke you better? Yes. All right, let me teach them. And I enjoy it.
nice. So do you, you know, if you were to choose between only teaching or only selling the product, I mean, is there one you like more than the other? You know, talking about the product, because I'm kind of a hybrid like you. I have the products that I sell and
Yes.
I also educate.
Yeah.
So what, you know, do you like one more than the other or
I don't.
equally the same?
I love them equally. I do.
Okay,
Because
okay,
like I said, it's
all right.
rewarding. It's rewarding for me to educate people about my products and tell them what it what it will do for them, and they telling me back what the product has done for them, and at the same time, it's vice versa on the kink
Mm-hmm.
education side. People tell me that what they learned from me, a
Mm-hmm.
technique, really worked, and they are implementing it into their life.
So tell me, you know, especially I know you teach at Exxxotica. What has been some of the most memorable moments teaching?
Um, oh boy. Um,
Yeah, tell me
I,
that one. Tell me about that one.
wow. So 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 actually, there are two different times. We were down in Miami, and
Okay.
like I was teaching my seminar on booty tenderloin activation, and I said, at the towards the end,
Yeah.
I always invite people up, like couples, individuals, and show them, and teach them
Sure.
how to spank, right? So when I was like, well, I would
Mm.
like some volunteers, and like 10 ladies got up and came to the front, and I was like, oh wow.
Oh
So
no.
I went that, yeah, I went down the line and I spanked each, like all 10 of their asses. And what happened was one of my bunnies
Nice.
was well, this one dom, he filmed it, and one of my bunnies, she filmed it, and somehow it ended up on like World Star Hip Hop or whatever. And then Dion Cole was like, because I had a suit on, Taylor,
Really?
I'm fresh. So I had a white suit on, and
Yes.
I'm in
Yes,
Miami,
you
and
did.
I'm spanking ass, and they were like, "What church is this?" So I ended up having a live with Dion Cole over there because I just
Yeah.
had to let people know what I was doing. And also another fun thing
Yes.
is recently I told everyone to get up in the audience instead of bringing people up. Like right before I ended my
Mm.
booty tenderloin activation class, I had everyone bend somebody over, like I got people together, and I like bend over, get consent, and
Yes.
I taught people. I did like booty spanking aerobics, and the whole room was doing them at the same time. It
Oh.
was lovely.
Yes, yes. I love that. I love that. Oh gosh. Do you like spanking more than choking, choking more than spanking?
Oh,
Equally
oh
as
no, I
well.
love them both. I love them both.
You love them both.
I sure do.
Tell us the mechanics of tell us the mechanics of the choking, because a lot of times, you know, people see this on porn and you know, or at some BDSM event, and they go, you know,
Yes,
they want to choke somebody and they can seriously hurt somebody, or they're,
they can.
you know, they're could you just kind of give us a little bit of like
Yes.
what not to do, which is probably more important?
Yeah, what not to do, right? Whatever you do, you see, like you do your thumb like this. If you're choking someone, like say,
Uh-huh.
let's do it on the Hello Kitty doll right here, right? So say if this is the neck,
Hello, kitty.
yes. So
Yeah.
you don't want to dig the thumb in like that, right? Like you don't want to apply this kind of pressure,
Okay.
right? You don't want you want to
Okay.
people. I've
Yeah.
seen people choke people right here, like right at the larynx. You can't do that.
On the
You'll
trachea.
damage. You'll hurt somebody. Or
On
the
the
trachea.
larynx. Yeah. Mm,
You'll hurt somebody. Nobody's trying to do that. So
right.
the thing is to relax your hand, right? And the
Mm-hmm.
hand will actually, you can just put it right here and just let it, like, you use this as an anchor, but you don't do like this. You want to stay away
Okay.
from, you don't want to put any pressure on arteries, right? Because when you press down on it,
Right.
if they pass out, what are you going to do? If you don't have the training, you don't know what to do if somebody passes out. So when you do this,
Right.
right? You say I'm doing it on myself.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Yeah.
do this and you actually just squeeze.
Okay. Don't dig.
Squeeze where
Don't
they
dig
can
in.
breathe.
Yeah.
No,
Don't
don't
get
dig in. You want to,
in.
yes, right. And you do it like that. You do it like this and you hold it. And then as you're holding
Ah.
it like this, then you go tighter. And not only do you do that, you tell the bottom, the person who's being choked, because they're enjoying this by now. Like you don't just keep holding it,
Mm-hmm.
let go so they can breathe. And it's the sensation of
Yeah.
the asphyxiation. You're in control of their
Mm-hmm.
breathing. It's lovely.
Yeah.
But don't, you ain't trying
It's
to
lovely.
no. Yeah. Even if you're
You're
having
not trying
sex,
to kill them.
you're not trying to kill it, whatever you do, but
Right.
but you may encounter a partner who wants you to choke them till they pass out. Y'all have to have a real conversation about that. All right.
Yeah. That's going too far. Not too far. It's going very
No,
far, I should say. And it really depends
very
on the
far.
person. Yeah. I
That's
don't
right.
want to pass out.
No. But you as a choker, you have to be okay and know what to do to not to they can pass out, but bring them back. All right.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah. I haven't choked anybody until they passed out. I have sexed them until they damn near passed out.
You know what? Listen, I can guarantee it and see that.
Yeah, like I've told somebody recently, I'm a sex goddess. I've never tapped out. Ever. I've fallen asleep, but I've never tapped out. Not ever, 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 ever. So when COVID hit, what was the impact to your business? I mean, I know, we weren't doing seminars and such
Hmm.
and traveling, but was it an increase or a decrease? What impact to your business? Because you also have toys and other products on
I
the
do.
side as well.
I do. Well, I can
Mhm.
tell you, like everything shut down in March, for the first few days, I was just like, okay, what's about to happen?
Shit.
I'm like,
Right.
what's about to happen? I and next thing you know, everybody's at home. I
Mm-hmm.
have God dick pills. I have juicify. I have vagina vitamins. People are having sex. I have sex toys. People are buying
Yes.
those in droves and using them,
Yes.
right? They have the time,
Yep.
right? So my business increased.
Yes.
And I was just like, normally what I would do when I first started doing my seminars is I would go to different cities and sell tickets to people who are in that city and like put stuff on Fat Life and hope people came.
Of course.
Well, when
Right.
I started doing my seminar on Zoom. Everyone's at home. Success.
Sure.
People are like
Yes.
people are tuned in because I was like, oh, I love this. Like, cause like I could be
Yes.
anywhere
Yes.
and they're at home watching. So it was a great. It 2020, it's been going up ever since then. But the pandemic was great for
Nice.
me.
Uh, same. Same. It was really, we had a 700% increase in sales.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
it's amazing.
because out of all the distributors that we have, we had I have like 4 distributors in the US. I have one in Canada, one in Australia, and one in the Netherlands. And a couple of them shut down here in the US, but I never stopped shipping during the pandemic. I've had a bit of a what we're calling COVID crash now, you know, because then it leveled off and then it started going back. Not nowhere near as what it was, but it's gone back, it's gone down some. And I'm like, oh, I
I
want
know, right?
COVID to come back.
Me too.
I don't want, wait,
Thank
I
you.
don't want anyone to
No,
die,
no,
but it's
no, no,
like,
at
can
all.
we
But
lock everybody up for
yes,
another six
yeah,
months?
at least like one more time, one time for the one time we need it.
Yes, yeah. I ended up the same. I ended up doing my Spanking for Lovers seminar online. And do you know that there was some virtual swing parties going on?
Wow,
There was virtual swing parties going on, which
wow,
was outrageous because they were doing it on a private platform, Modern World, I think it was. And so people would buy the tickets and then everybody would put on their cameras, and then all of us who were there as educators, we had our own room. So when people would log on, they'd come into the main room, like, oh, here's Taylor's room, and they would just go over to my room. And I bought one of those fake booties and pussies like men like to fuck, bought a chocolate
yes,
one,
yes,
and I put her,
yes.
uh, I put her G-string on her and set her up on a chair in front of the computer, and then went through the anatomy and did the whole spanking class on this booty. It was fabulous. And I
Oh
said,
my God.
and then so there was educate. The DJ had his own room, so you could go out of one room and go into another room. So you might have 5 or 6 couples in a room, and then they actually had a playroom. So people like log into the playroom, and people had their own bedrooms and stuff decorated, and they would come to the party in lingerie, and they would have sex. You would look up and have like 20 different cameras with 20 different people having sex.
Wow. I love that.
Yeah, I did two virtual play parties in the States and one for a group in the UK. It was the swingers were very creative during the pandemic. They were like, oh, we can just fuck with in front of the camera. We don't care.
I know that's right. I love
So
that.
it was it and oh, one of the interesting things I was showing them how to do a cock ring. So I had my guy at the time come on camera when so you could only see him from the waist down. So I was explaining how this cock ring that I got from Amazon, how it works, and he got a really big dick. So yeah, this is how it works. And someone goes and they raise their hand. I'm like, yeah, they go, could you, it was from the UK party. Could you give it a little kiss for us, darling? Like, can I finish explaining how the cock ring works before I give it a little kiss? So, yeah, swinger people, they're so funny. So, are there any plans to expand the line, or have you expanded the line from just the 2 supplements for the Pink Heffs and the Black Heffs? Are there any other things you're adding to it?
Well, I did create, I have some other products. I have the Sextables, which are desserts that are infused with either the Black Heffs pill or the blend for Pink Heffs. So you have the God Dick treat, which is a chocolate
Oh,
caramel
okay.
brownie. You have the Juicyfied Pussy treat, which comes,
Wow.
it's like a drizzled strawberry brownie. There's also a limited edition Juicyfied
Wow.
Pussy treat that's chocolatey caramel, like the God Dick treat. And then there's a vegan
Nice. Yeah.
Juicyfied Pussy treat. Then there is the Pussy Doodle cookies, right? So those they are
Pussy
plant-based.
doodle cookies.
Yeah, it's a plant-based snickerdoodle that is infused with the Pink Heffs Vagina Vitamin blend. It's amazing.
Wow. So
Yeah.
does the chocolate caramel vagina blend, does it have nuts in it or no? No nuts.
No, no nuts.
You might have. You have any in stock? Could you send me some to Miami? I'm gonna be back in the States soon. Because I'm down here
I
in
do.
Mexico. So
Yeah, no.
I could maybe try those. Or maybe
You should.
not. I don't know, because I
Why
don't have
not?
anyone. I don't have anyone down here. Because I'll just be all over myself. I have nobody down here that I'm currently
well, maybe that may
I'll be walking the streets looking for dick. Talk about, hey there, little boy. Hola. ¿Cómo estás, guapo?
Oh, I love it.
I, I got tacos, guacamole. No, I won't do that. I won't do that. Young men, not like boys, but
Yes, yes.
younger
Listen, I
men,
get it. Yes.
you know. Younger men are interesting. So your Dom Pat, speaking of being a Dom, do you are you married or partnered or
I,
do you consider yourself poly or
yeah.
monogamous?
Um, Polyamorous, and I am. I do have a partner. I do.
Okay, all right, yeah, yeah. Are you looking for new partners?
Um, it just depends. It depends. It
Understood.
depend. It. I mean,
A lot of ladies
it
watch
just
this show.
oh, lots. It just depends, right? I'm big into energy, and if it feels right, but we'll see. You never know.
Okay. And is it a requirement that your partners um, be submissive to you as a dom, or that they be
Mm-mm.
involved in BDSM?
No,
It's
it's
not.
not a requirement for that
Okay.
because everybody's not
Mm,
into that. Now, I do have some ladies who are into that, but it's not a
okay.
requirement.
Yeah. Are your bottoms required to be intimate with you?
Sometimes. Are you talking about a requirement? No, there's never a requirement for that. Never. That I don't.
Yeah,
No,
like if you're going to be their dom, they have to be intimate with you.
no. Mm-mm.
No. Okay. Okay.
Because
So one thing I
bec-
do
because,
want to know your thoughts on. Oh,
go ahead.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Because
No, no,
BDSM
go ahead.
isn't
Go
about,
ahead.
yeah, like I was saying, BDSM isn't about sex, right? So it satisfies, like, when I get done with a play scene or an experience, I'm fulfilled, and so are they. So I get pleasure in that.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
All right.
That is
So go
good.
ahead.
That is
What were you
good.
asking?
Well, what I wanted to know is your professional and your personal opinion with regards to what do you think the Black or the African American community needs to know about BDSM? Or what do you think or better still, a better way to say it would be, what do you think the African American community could learn through BDSM?
Well, um, that's now even more African Americans are really coming forward, and really a lot of this has happened ever since, like, the pandemic, maybe a little bit before, but especially since the pandemic, people have been really embracing their their kinky side, their if whether they want to do lifestyle swinger stuff, they're really embracing those things and really embracing their sexuality. But there's some people who are still not really, but it's always isn't it, there's still people who aren't open to it, who don't understand it, and they see it as something that's repulsive, or they think it's abuse, things like that. But what I can tell people is this: if you just learn the base principles of BDSM, right? Not the bondage, not the domination, not the sadomasochism, not that. Consent, asking
Mm-hmm.
for consent, respecting boundaries, right? Negotiations, and
Mm-hmm.
and a sense of genuinely caring. Even any dom who has a submissive, no matter what, how they interact, whether they are real heavy bottom, like when I say heavy bottom, they really like a lot of pain, or let's say extreme masochist, or they're in the humiliation, whatever, you still care for your submissive, right? Um,
Mm.
so right, be more caring, like be more caring, but most importantly, be more honest out here. But really, consent is the big thing, and understand that just because somebody else likes something, that's okay. You don't yuck anybody's yum. Stop yucking people's yum, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Those things.
Don't yuck on my yum.
Yeah.
I think the thing I like about BDSM or even just ethical non-monogamy is you can outsource things. Like I outsource
Yes.
anal all the time.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Let's rewalk that back. How do you outsource anal? I'm curious.
I don't do anal. I don't swallow either. So I just find a girl that does for my guy. And I go, honey, I found you a girl that likes anal. Girl, I got a dick for you. Anybody need condoms and lube? I'll meet you guys at the bar when you're done. Have fun, play safe. Yeah.
I love that.
That
Uh,
way I don't have to do it. He doesn't have to not have it because he enjoys it. But I'm like, I don't, I don't like it. I don't eat pussy either. It's eating pussy is like licking a dolphin. It just, it's the
oh my God.
truth. It's the truth. In my opinion.
Oh God. I'm never gonna forget that ever. I'm
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
mm,
It's the same. It's all the same to me. It's all the same.
have you ever
So
have you ever
so you
hold on,
yeah.
hold on. Have you ever licked a dolphin?
No, but I've written one. I know what the skin feels like. It's the same.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
like, I was riding dolphins in Jamaica. You got to hold on to the fins, and it's all smooth and just like the inside of pussy. It's
Mm,
not.
nice.
I didn't lick it though. I didn't lick it.
Okay. All right. Good.
It was fun to ride, but I feel bad for the dolphin. I think that's animal abuse. That people
Mm,
let to ride dolphins,
yeah.
for food.
Like
The dog.
do
Yeah,
like
down
do the
there in
dolphin
Jamaica.
I wonder, do they go back out to the ocean and then they come back in every day or something? You think that's what happens?
No, I don't. I think they're corralled. I don't think they ever go out.
Okay.
Who would come back?
Yeah, I know, right?
Would you come back? It's like moving back to your mom's house. I'm like, no, I'm not
Yeah.
doing that.
Well,
Once you
not today.
taste freedom, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, my mother didn't let me come back. Well, I came back for a little bit but I was in my 30s for like a hot minute. And then I moved
Hmm.
out. I'm like, oh yeah, this is why I left at 18. This woman's crazy. We gotta
Yes.
get out of here.
Yes,
And
indeed.
when our kids went to college, we didn't let them. Oh, when our kids went to college, we didn't let them back. They're like, we're gonna come back. My son was like, we're gonna come back. I'm like, and do what, son? He's like, get a job. I'm like, get a job where you are. How much money do you need to get your apartment and a roommate? Because you can't come home. We didn't let them come back. Nah, nobody came back during COVID. I will send you money. You're not coming home.
I know that's right. Once you
Well,
leave the
it's
nest, you can't
done
come
well.
back in.
No, I don't think you should,
Mhm.
not as long as you're healthy. There's no reason for you to
Exactly.
come back in. So,
Yeah.
but Daddy, so what's coming up for you? Anything, it's been great having you on the show. Do you have any appearances coming up where we can see you coming
Um,
up this year soon?
well, I'll be in Chicago for Exxxotica, April 12th through the 14th. There are some other events
Okay,
coming up,
okay.
but I haven't decided which ones I'm going to yet. But I'll definitely be in Chicago for that. But
All
this
right.
year I am going to make a point to explore um other just like a kink fest. I just found out about a kink fest that's coming up in May, and it's going to be in New Orleans. So I think I'm gonna go. Like I'm just gonna just pop up. It's going to be
Oh,
the daddy. It's going to be a Daddy Heff pop up. Like what's up? I'm here. But
sweet. Where is it going to be?
it is going to be in New Orleans. I'll send you the information. I just found out about it today.
Oh, in New Orleans. In New Orleans. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. That
Yeah.
sounds good. Maybe, I don't know. I got a couple of things going on in May myself, but I did want to thank you so much for coming on and making the time. It was so good to see you.
Oh, you too.
Oops. Did I lose you? Well, I don't think I lost Daddy Heff. Well, listen, to stay up with Daddy Heff, you can visit his website at blackheffs.com. His Instagram is at the real Daddy Heff. And of course, I will have him on. Oh, hold on. Yes. Hey, Daddy Heff. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I can't hear you.
Oh, there we go.
There
All
you
right,
are.
I'm here.
Hey.
Yes. Hey, hey.
Hey. Well, I was just telling everybody how to stay up to date with you. And so to
Okay.
visit your website at blackheffs.com. The Instagram is at the_real_daddy_Heff. And of course, for Pink Heffs, the IG is Pink Heffs, and the website is the same. And Black Heffs is IG is Black Heffs, and the website is blackheffs.com. Of course, all this will be in the show notes. And of course, to stay up to date with Sisters of Sexuality, if you have any questions for me or any of our guests, please feel free to email us at sistersofsexuality@gmail.com. And the same is for our IG, Sisters of Sexuality, and all social media. Please take this moment to visit our sponsor, Organic Lovin', and use coupon code SOS15 and receive 15% off of your first order. So I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. And if this episode resonated with you, would you please consider subscribing as a way of supporting the growth of this channel and allowing us to keep informing, educating, and entertaining you. So until next week, stay sexy. Bye-bye.
Organic Lovin', for the bodies you love to love. How do people describe you? Are you curious, playful, maybe sensual, adventurous? How about open-minded? The truth is, no matter who you are, Organic Lovin' has something to indulge your fantasies. We offer only organic, natural, and eco-friendly intimate body products, including vegan condoms, organic lubricants, body-safe sex toys, and sex-positive books. You won't find anything harmful in our products or toys. We also have a full range of other experiences, including erotic seminars and exotic adult-only vacations. Receive our adult subscription box for a monthly sexual delight. Be educated, entertained, and informed. Organic Lovin', for her, for him, for you, for the bodies you love to love. Visit organiclovin.com. We offer shipping worldwide, so stop by the site anytime. Organic Lovin', that's LOVEN.com.